Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing well. Quick review for you guys today on Halloween Man. Rock on. With the Halloween Man line, most of you guys are going to know Halloween Man X, because that's the one that gets talked about the most with whiskey and coffee and all that good stuff. Then the original Halloween Man, which smells, pretty similar to 1 Million in that style. Or maybe Halloween Man Hero, which is the newest fragrance in the line, and it's kind of a blue type scent, a little aquatic. But then the Halloween Man fragrances that don't get talked about, don't get any love, are this one, Rock On, and then Halloween Man Tattoo, which is a little unfortunate. Not saying tattoos are unfortunate, just that bottle, it's not great looking. Anyway, let's jump into it. Let's tackle this one real quick. So, Halloween Man, Rock On, Rock On. Let's check out this presentation for Rock On really quickly. It's gonna take like 15 seconds. Here's the presentation. The box is long gone, guys. I have no clue where that thing is. Here's a picture of it. So, there you go. The bottle is the same as all the other Halloween Man bottles in terms of the design, only this one is red. And it's got a little JP up at the top on mine. And then on the bottom, you got your badge code 010415. I'll waste a couple sprays for you guys. Atomizer's the same as all the other Halloween Man fragrances. Not too bad. Sometimes you just feel like the people in charge of Halloween Man aren't sure of where to take the line, or at least before. They came out with the original, like I said, kind of a 1 Million style fragrance for the price. Really nice. And then the follow-ups, they were like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We need something edgy. What's edgy? Rock and roll. Oh, yeah, that is edgy. What should we call it? Rock on. Sick. What else is edgy? Tattoos? Yeah, tattoo. And then Halloween Man Shot. I don't know. Does it mean like a shot of alcohol or like a shot? Halloween Man Shot in the face. So anyway, that doesn't matter. It feels like the Halloween Man line has always been this line of fragrances where they're not exactly sure of how everything fits together, I guess. So this one, Halloween Man Rock On, it's really inexpensive. At discounters, you can find it typically around $25, at least at Fragrance Net, if you use their best code, whether that's 35% or 37% or 33% or whatever it is at that moment, since they change it all the time, but around $25. And that's for a 4.2 ounce size bottle, 125 milliliters. And you can also get a tester, and if you get a tester, it's going to be closer to like $22 or something like that. So basically super cheap. Now, when you very first spray this thing on, you're going to get a little bit of a synthetic feeling, a little bit of that chemical action where it doesn't smell completely natural. You give it a couple sprays, and if you smell it right away, alcohol. And it takes a little bit for that to settle. So when you spray this on, you're going to need to let it sit, 45 seconds to a minute, unless you want to get a nice big whiff of what smells like rubbing alcohol or hairspray. Once it settles in, though, it's going to have a really familiar scent profile to a lot of you out there. So it's going to have lavender, it's going to have apple. The lavender is that kind of shower gel, inexpensive smelling, very fresh take on lavender. It's not like a hyper-realistic lavender, not that you should expect that anyway. And I'm not saying that to say it smells bad, because it doesn't. It's just that type of lavender. I'm going to get some faint aromatics from rosemary, a little pop of citrus, some fresh spice in the top. Ultimately, though, what it comes across as is a kind of take on Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce or Mont Blanc Legend. It's that type of scent. It's not the exact same as either one of those, but it's pretty darn close. It's like their second cousin or something. You get more of that fruit sweetness in the opening, which is to be expected, and it is a fresher kind of sweetness. It's not like a syrupy sweetness. It's not a heavy sweetness. It's very fresh. It's aromatic. As it dries down, that sweetness starts to dissipate, starts to fade away. The lavender, though, that stays, that sticks. And you have musk that kind of starts to envelop that lavender the longer it's on your skin. And ultimately, once you hit the dry down, it's going to be more so that fresh white musk and a little bit of a mossy kind of base that it sits on. Now, this one also gets compared to Ferrari's Man in Red, which is another cheapie. But this, to me, is not as close to Halloween Man Rock On. This is more, like I said before, Legend, Fierce, that type of scent. Ferrari Man in Red is sweeter, has more of a concentration on that fruity sweetness as compared to Rock On, which does have that sweetness, but it's fresher here. And this is more aromatic, more of like a casual or office kind of scent for spring and summer and early fall. And Man in Red is more sweet, a little bit heavier, not as fresh, and got to be more for like spring and fall, evening wear, and sometimes during the day, but more of like a night out kind of scent because it has that sweetness to draw people in. So while you might be able to say they're like a little bit close, these two are not close enough that I would think one makes the other redundant. So you may be thinking, well, if this is pretty similar to Legend, then why does it matter? Legend is cheap anyway. Well, yeah, Legend's not that expensive, but this is way cheaper than even that. Because Legend, full presentation, not a tester, is going to run you around $40 or so for a 100 ml size bottle. So this one is going to be about, $15 less, and it's going to give you 25 milliliters more. In terms of overall quality, though, I would say Legend is a little bit better. Now let's touch really quickly on the performance. It is pretty well average. You know, this is one of those fragrances that for me is in the 5 to maybe 6 hour range. You could go a little bit heavier to try to get more out of it in terms of projection. You know, it's best in that opening salvo, and then it starts to sit a bit closer to the skin. So even though this one does come across initially really cheap smelling, like I said, it's got that chemical blast gonna hit you right in the face. Once it settles, it smells fine. It's really pleasing. It's a great casual fragrance. Most people are going to love the way this thing smells. And even though it's not going to project heavily, it does enough to get you through most of your day. For the price, it's a really solid pickup. I mean, it's going to appeal more probably to younger guys, and it's more so just a casual type fragrance. Like I said before, it's office safe, but it's more casual type scent. But for that price, it's really good. I mean, you kind of have to grade it on a curve. When you're talking about something that's, around 20 cents per milliliter, that is super cheap. So you have to understand going in, you're not going to get Raja Parfum level quality here. You got to know that. For guys, though, that are looking for an alternative to Fierce, you don't want to spend that Abercrombie & Fitch money, and you don't even want to spend Legend money. Pick this up. It'll get the job done. I mean, I'd say most of the people that have dunked on this in the past have just said, oh, it's not original enough, it's derivative of other things, but guess what, so is Halloween Man. So at the time this came out, I think that's kind of just what they were doing. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Halloween Man, Rock On. Not quite as bad as a lot of people would say. Yeah, not super unique, but not bad. $25, sometimes less. Yeah, solid. All right, guys, thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.